Okay, I'm going to show 3 examples using the quadratic formula. So our quadratic formula, I'll first write it, is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now the 3 examples I'm going to show are the same 3 examples as I did in a Zoom meeting yesterday. I'm going to do the same problems because the students who were there yesterday would have notes that they can compare to this. And because I wasn't able to upload it to YouTube because the video is too long. So I'll try not to have this one be as long. Okay, so we want to always put our equations in the general form first. The general form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So any equation we have, we want to first get it in this form, which means we want a 0 on the right side. And on the left side, we want the x squared term, and then we want the x term, and then we want the number. And then after we do that, then we know that our A, B, and C, we can get our A here. I might have that to be a different color. Oh. There, our A, our B, and then our C. Okay, so our first equation is (7r squared plus 3r minus 2 equals 5r squared. So we want to get it in the general form, which means we need to get a 0 on the right side. So we need to move this 5r squared over to the left. The way we move it is subtracting it from itself. So we subtract it from both sides. Okay, so 7r squared minus 5r squared is 2r squared. Then we bring down the 3r, bring down the minus 2, and then these cancel, so we have a 0 over here. Okay, so here's our A, here's our B, and this is our C. Okay, A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and C equals negative 2. Okay, I'm gonna have to go to the next page now. So now I'll rewrite those, the A, B, and C. So we had A is equal to 2, B is 3, and C was negative 2. So now I'll rewrite the quadratic formula first. And now we'll plug in A, B, and C. So negative B, so negative 3, notice I put the B is 3, I put it in parentheses. I always want to put B in parentheses, whether it's positive or negative, I want to put it in parentheses. Now I want to simplify this part inside the square root. Okay, so inside the square root, we have 3 squared, which is 9. And then we have negative 4 times 2 times negative 2. So we've got 2 negatives we're multiplying, so it's going to be a positive. So when you multiply a negative times a negative, you get a positive. And then 4 times 2 is 8 times 2 is 16. Okay, so now we have 9 plus 16 is 25, so we have -3 plus or minus the square root of 25 all over 4. And 25 is a perfect square. We can get a whole number out of this part. The square root of 25 is 5, since 5 times 5 is 25. So this becomes -3 plus or minus 5 all over 4. Okay, so now we've got two answers now. When you get to this point, now we write two answers. So I'll do this in a different color. Okay, so our answers are x equals -3 plus 5 over 4 and x equals -3 minus 5 over 4. Okay, -3 plus 5, that's 5 minus 3 is 2 over 4, which can be reduced to 1/2, or you can write it as a decimal 0.5. It doesn't matter which way you write it. -3 minus 5 is a -8, divided by 4 is -2. So our answers are x equals 1/2 and x equals -2.